Oh man, it's been a busy and crazy week. I do apologize for all the Monesy videos, but when a future one of the all-time great players is making one of the biggest roster changes we have seen in quite some time, you kind of got to talk about it. In an exclusive interview with Banks and Devilwalk, I will link down below, we now have more details as to why Monesy left G2 and will officially be joining Falcons, as was announced over the last couple of days. It was crazy. Following PGL Bucharest, we see G2 versus Falcons in the grand finals, and what do you have it? That's going to be both those rosters now making significant changes. It was actually Monesy, though, telling Banks and Devilwalk about this, and it's not going to be all too surprising that reuniting with NiKo was a very important part. He does say, though, he had multiple offers, but the only team he wanted to go to was Falcons.
For the bit, but I mean, were you offered to other teams? Did you have other choices?
Did I had other choices? Yeah, I had.
Because I'm sure lots of teams would want you.
Yeah, I had. Obviously,
Pretty much
I cannot
every
say.
team.
I cannot say, but I mean, I had. But when you look on other teams, there is only one team that I can go. It's I wanna go. It's Falcons. It's just because when I looked at other teams, I didn't have that much belief, you know.
Really?
No, believe I wanted to play with NiKo always, and I believe that we can win a lot of tournaments and a lot of trophies with him together, and finally we'll get him a major, you know.
And you a major.
I mean, I'm fine for now.
Yeah, but I mean,
I mean,
they go hand in hand. You're together now again.
But I mean, different things that major will come when you deserve it, and all the other tournaments as well. They will come when you deserve it. But just you have to still stay consistent. You need to believe, and you need to work on yourself and work together as a team. Not only by yourself, sitting alone and doing something, but obviously you need to build a good fundament in the team where everyone feels comfortable and everything. And the time will show, when everything will collect in one
come together.
piece. Come together.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, I don't know what. I mean, I don't know what life. I don't know what to expect, but obviously, I'm ready to win. You know.
But you must have spoken to NiKo a bit about it, right? Before, to understand what's going to happen, what you're going to do, and obviously NiKo's a big factor of why you're coming to Falcons, right?
Yes.
But also you mentioned just earlier in the podcast, you said the two greatest coaches of all time, Blade and Zonic.
Yes.
So you get in Zonic as well.
Yes, of course.
So is that super exciting for you as well to have, because you've never had a coach like this? Never.
Course. Yeah. When I was an Ivy Junior in academy, when I had an interview, I said it. I would like to work with Zonic. You know.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, you can find it somewhere, but I said it, and
he visualized it. We spoke about this earlier.
That was what I was thinking about. Did he visualize this?
I remember one thing actually from Navy Junior. I had interview with one YouTuber, Shock, and
I know Shock, yeah.
Yes, and he got me some questions like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Yeah, it was in 2021, and I said I see myself playing in the team, maybe international team, blah blah blah. And I remember Navy management got mad on me because I said it.
Yeah, because they're like, no, you're staying with us. We're not international.
Yeah, because you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to improve that time, you know.
And I'm not going to try and pick too much of this 2-hour interview apart. You guys should go watch the entire thing, link down below. But some other great parts out there. I know some people wanted to focus on Monesy talking about being upset with G2 management after they had benched JKS back in what was that, 2023. But also one part that I found very curious was when they were talking about Kyosuke, which apparently now is Kiyosuke. Or Kiyosuke, now people pronounce it differently. I need someone out there to tell me how to pronounce his name, because someone told me Kyosuke and I got used to that. Now everyone says Kiyosuke and I'm thrown off by that. So I apologize, guys. I'm gonna call him Suki from now on or something. I gotta figure that out myself. But when talking about Kiyosuke, it was really particular the way he was like, yeah, he's a good player. You know, he could fit a lot of teams out there, and it just. Of course, rumors say that Kyosuke is going to be joining Falcons soon, And I think Monesy's mannerisms maybe leans towards that being a potential as well. But it was very cool to see all of this lead up and all of this hype up, and we're going to be waiting to see where both these rosters go in the future. G2 also making big changes. They have now announced on loan through this next Austin Major, they will have Hades. And so we'll see what he can do with this roster. We've also had someone like Malbs be very emotional and very transparent, especially following PGL Bucharest, where we saw them face off against the Falcons. And you can only imagine what this guy has been through since coming onto this roster. The changes that have been made, they've got to be very, very tiring to go through. And so we saw Malbs have a very transparent and a very emotional moment on social media following that tournament. As he had said, I'm an effing bot. Wonder what I effing did to become this crap and what I'm paying for. F my effing life, which was obviously very, very emotional. But he followed it up a few hours later by saying, sorry for the last post. It's been a really rough time mentally, and not performing at the level I know I can perform has really brought me down lately. I appreciate a lot of the good messages you guys have sent and commented. I'll be out for a while off socials, and I'll take care of myself. Thanks for always supporting us, and me especially. Take care, everyone, and you'll see the classic happy Malbs soon. Much love. So obviously being very hard on himself, got a lot of great responses from players and casters and commentators and everyone in the community showing their love and support for what was the best result of the year so far for G2. Cannot, give that enough credit. Although, yes, there's a lot of the top teams were missing, you really got to put yourself, or try to put yourself in Malbs' shoes, what he has been through since he joined this roster and the mantle pieces they have lost on this team since he joined. It is no longer the team that he was hyped for joining, right? It is completely different, and the roller coaster that is, not just being a Counter-Strike pro, but especially for G2 esports, you guys can only imagine. You saw the comments, all of the flack and backlash and organization and the players attached to it get for G2 when they are not winning. It is very hard, and whether or not you want to admit it, there are plenty of fans out there who say some very nasty things and probably blame Malbs for his performances. There's people out there who probably blame Malbs for losing NiKo and Monesy, and so these guys get the uppity ups when G2 is winning, but even when they're winning, they're getting a lot of hate. So it's a very tough organization to come into, I imagine, mentally, especially when you add the fact that you're losing NiKo and you're losing Monesy and the team is constantly changing. It's got to be very tough for a guy like Malbs. I appreciate that transparency, though, and wish him nothing but the best of luck. We'll have G2 with Hades for the major, and we'll have Falcons with Monesy, so we'll see who wins out in that matchup. I think people probably have a rough idea of who's the favorite team there, obviously, but can G2 bounce back and build back around Malbs still? We await to see. But until next time, I hope you guys all enjoyed. That is why Monesy is left for Falcons. That is what we are left with G2 and Falcons following all of these roster implosions. This close to a major, not a lot of turnaround time for both these organizations. So we will see who comes out on top. It's been a busy week. We've been working with RuneScape on Dragon Wilds. Did a long, lengthy dev interview for that launch of their early access game. So if you guys love RuneScape or survival games, that'll be on our gaming interview channel. I've been loving having those talks and discussions with devs and indie devs out there. It's been very fun, alongside covering some good old Counter-Strike news. But until next time, take care of yourselves. We'll see you back here soon. Okay, bye-bye.